Hi, I'm Denise.
And I am Paul.
And this is Blueberry, and we are
Part-Time Hippies.
I would like to welcome you to episode 2 of season 1 of the one and only Part-Time Hippies. In this episode, I'm going to tell you about how I planned a personal retreat to just get away from it all last year, and it was so great that I'm going to do it again this year. And the personal retreat will be in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And also
from carsonmain, which was from Kenlycars, North Carolina.
And what did we see there?
We saw a lot of old cars, especially the Chevrolet Bel Airs and some old Chevrolet pickup trucks dating back from 1931.
But you didn't tell them that we are real big Chevy fans, and there were also other types of brands there. The reason that Chevy is so special to us is because we are high school sweethearts, and the first date ever that Paul took me on was in a
Chevy Bel Air.
What year was it?
1973.
So that makes us seem pretty old, but I don't know. Back then, it wasn't that old of a car, and it had a big, huge, wide bench seat. And I remember him taking me out, not for our first date, but later on, we went into the drive-in movies, and we were just a little bit shy, and he said, "You got to come closer, because my arm isn't that long." And that was when he had to put his arm around me. That was a long time ago, and we've been married 41 years now. So we had a good time with Chevy, and Big Red, our truck, is our newest Chevy vehicle, and Big Red pulls our camper. So without further ado, let's dive into our episode and hear how I took my personal retreat. If you would like more information, please see us on parttimehippies.com. That's our website, parttimehippies.com. I planned a really, really wonderful personal retreat. And I'd like to tell you the elements that I made sure I included, so that if you want to plan one for yourself, you might want to consider these things. One thing was to make sure that I had a service project, something that used my gifts that was meaningful to me. The second thing is, of course, plenty of time for reflection and prayer. And so I made sure that I had those quiet spaces and times. And the third thing was, of course, reading scripture. And finally, for me, it was really important to enjoy nature. I went on the retreat to make some really difficult personal decisions. One of them being that I had just started a new school, a new teaching job that year, and it turned out to be a really challenging year. So I had to discern whether to continue with that school or not. I'm glad to say I did, and I really feel that I was able to prepare them for the next teacher after me and have a smooth transition. So I feel like I was sent at that school, to create a transition from the last teacher to this one that's coming. But had I stopped when I was feeling badly, it wouldn't have turned out nearly as well. And the transition wouldn't have been nearly as smooth as I indeed hope it will be. We'll find out next fall. Also, I had a lot of other things I needed to reflect about. So another thing that I really needed was a journal. So journaling is also really an important aspect of a retreat. So I would like to share with you some pictures of last year's retreat so that you can know the planning process I go through, because it was so excellent last year that this year, instead of staying 1 week, I'm going to stay 2 weeks. And the first week will be a retreat to myself. And then Paul will come and join me for the second week, which ends, of course, with a music festival. And we'll show you some of those highlights in upcoming episodes. Meanwhile, here's what I did on my retreat last year, which really helped me make some important decisions. Welcome to Kenly, North Carolina, where we are witnessing the Cars on Main. And this is the Kenlycars part of our video. We hope that you enjoy it as we take a walk down Main Street, which is really 2nd Street for them. But these are the Cars on Main. You are looking at my favorite car of the whole show. This car is owned by Tim Howard, and I will be interviewing him shortly. It is a 1937 Chevy pickup, vonotto custom paint, 385 CI V8 engine, 420 horsepower, Keith Black pistons, Howard roller rocker cam, rack and pinion power steering, tilt steering wheel, power disc brakes, and the 700 R4 transmission. Plus it has vintage air. This amazing piece of art has stood the test of time as he has gotten it to be refurbished and looking brand new. So join me in stepping back in time and talking with Tim Howard. Okay, this is the man that owns the car that I'm picking for the best car.
Thank you.
And what is your name?
My name's Tim.
Tim. All right, Tim. And tell me about your car.
Yeah, well, it's a 1937 Chevrolet truck, and it was painted by the guy by the name of Vonotto. And Vonotto is a very famous airbrush artist. He painted Evel Knievel's motorcycles. He painted Van Halen's guitars. And he painted the lady in the World War II bomber plane, the Carol Jean lady. It's a Smithsonian institution. And he died 4 years ago.
Oh.
So this is a tribute to like Vonotto because it's one of the last ones he ever, painted as far as that goes.
Wow, what an honor.
But it's took a 3-year paint job, when he started it and finished it. But it's one of a kind. Not another one like it on the planet.
Ooh, I think it's a keeper.
It's definitely a keeper. When I got it at a closed auction, and it was Amarillo, Texas. I didn't even realize what it was until it showed up on the rollback truck. And I could hardly drive it. The motor was smoking, transmission was slipping, and I decided, I didn't realize it was a Vonotto until I started researching and found out how famous this airbrush artist was. And then I decided I was just going to go ahead and build a perfect drivetrain for it. So now it's got a 385 stroker motor, and it's 525 horse, aluminum heads, Keith Black pistons, and it's the only truck like this on the planet.
Oh my goodness, how did you preserve the painting? It couldn't have been in good shape.
It was just, I had it buffed out and cleaned and clear coated, and I did everything I could to it. And it's just, like I say, it's a tribute to Vonotto. He's the one that did all the work, everything. You can see by the pictures here with the raccoon. I mean, he's just amazing, the way he looks at you. And this guy over here, the little mountain lion, what I have it in my garage, I see those eyes like follow me, when I turn the light on. It's just amazing.
Oh wow, what a story. Now, some of the people in your club have modernized their cars.
Yes.
Did you modernize it to include
everything's modernized underneath of it. From the chassis, it's got a Fat Man chassis underneath of it. It's got tilt steering. It's got air conditioning. It's got all the creature comforts you want. It's a nice riding. I built the motor myself. It took me 3 months to build it, but a lot of the stuff was on back order with the COVID and everything going on. So
sure.
There's only about 25 miles on this motor right now, so it's still breaking in.
Oh my goodness, and you drove it from Raleigh to Kenly, so that's not too far.
No, it's about an hour and 15 minutes over here.
Okay, so
I live over in Cary.
Oh, you live in Cary, okay.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Yep. Cary, North Carolina.
For those of you who are watching and aren't from North Carolina, it's not too far away from Kenly, North Carolina,
exactly.
where we're at.
Well, if you like the truck, the number is 4099. There's a little thing up. Just put the thing in and say you love it, okay?
I will do that. Thank you very much.
I hope that you have enjoyed the video. I hope that you have some wonderful ideas in case you would like to go on a retreat for yourself. I happen to live by the Outer Banks. It's only a couple hours away from my home, and so we are very blessed with that. But also remember that there are some fun local things you can do too. I learned about this car show a couple months ago and put it on my calendar, and it did not disappoint. Kenly is a small city or town, and it really, really put out a nice festival. So I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. Until next time, remember to have peace, love, and life. See you then.